Hello everyone, this is part 2 of What If Naruto Fell in Love with Hinata in High School, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. The three stood outside their classroom door. What the hell were you thinking back there? Shikamaru yelled at Naruto. If a teacher would have seen you hit him, you would have been suspended on your second day here. Sorry. He just got me all pissed off. I didn't think about what might happen. Naruto said, looking to the floor. Hey, that kid's in our PE class, right? What was his name? He asked Shikamaru. Sasuke Uchiha. I'm still surprised you managed to hit him. No one's been able to lay a hand on him. So I take it he's the school's best fighter. Naruto smirked. Guess I already found a rival. You Naruto. Hinata said, finally joining the conversation. What were you looking at back there? Huh. Oh, you mean the poster? It was the martial arts club. I think I'm gonna join it. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're gonna have to wait till next year to join. Shikamaru told him. What? Naruto yelled out. Yup. Students can only join a club within the first month of school, said Shikamaru. Then why the hell are there posters up for their club now? Naruto yelled, stomping the floor. As they were talking, Hinata's mind began to wander. Naruto, if he managed to punch Sasuke, he must be a good fighter. He can protect me when we go out on a date. Wait, what am I thinking? Hinata shook the thoughts out of her head. Guys, maybe we should go inside now. She said, blushing lightly. They stepped inside the room. Naruto looked around the room to see all types of paintings and sketches hanging on the walls. Paintings of people, animals, buildings, nature, all with great detail and color. He looked to the tall shelves which held sculptures and models. There were sculptures of daggers, gods, a mask. One in particular caught Naruto's eyes. It was a fox-like animal with 9 tails. Cool. Looks so real. Naruto said under his breath. Kurenai-sensei, good morning. Shikamaru waved at her as he walked over to his usual table and sat down. The teacher, who stood over her desk with long black hair and crimson eyes, looked over to Shikamaru. Good morning, Shikamaru, and you too, Hinata. She smiled at them. She noticed Naruto looking all around the room. Who's your friend? Hinata quickly responded, that's Naruto. He's a new student here, me and Shikamaru are showing him around. Well, in that case, welcome to art class, Naruto. Kurenai said with a warm smile. We don't have our assigned seats here, so just take a seat where you want to and wait for class to start. Naruto smiled back at her and walked over to Shikamaru's table and sat across from him. Hinata stood there staring at him. Should I sit there too? They won't mind, right? They didn't seem to mind yesterday at lunch. She began twiddling her thumbs. Kurenai noticed this. Hinata, is something wrong? No, ma'am. She told her and walked over to Naruto. Is it all right for me to sit here? She asked Shikamaru. Shy little Hinata, warming up to the new kid already. Can only mean one thing. Kurenai smiled. Go ahead. Naruto told her as he pulled out the seat for her. Hinata sat next to Naruto, feeling very uncomfortable. Oh, I forgot to tell you the school's schedule. That's right. What classes do we go to? Naruto questioned. Well, right now we are in our 5th hour class. Then we go to our 6th, lunch after that, followed by our 3rd hour. Why is that? Naruto cut her off. Tsunade-sama wants the schedule to be different from the other schools in the area. After that we go to our 7th hour class, and we are done for the day. Then that means that tomorrow we have the same schedule as yesterday, right? Naruto asked her. Yeah, that's right. Hinata turned her head and smiled at him. Choji, what's up? Shikamaru waved his arm at a fat kid walking in the room. Hey Shikamaru, how come Hinata is sitting at our table? Choji looked over at her. And who's that sitting next to her? Is he going to kick me out? Hinata thought, bringing her thumb to her lips. The new kid is Naruto, we started hanging out yesterday. And Hinata decided to hang out with us too. Shikamaru answered. Choji walked over to Naruto and looked at him straight in the eyes, then took out his hand as if demanding a handshake. Naruto stared at him for a while before finally realizing what he wanted. He took a firm grip and gave him a hearty shake. He's fine by me, Choji exclaimed and took his seat next to Shikamaru. Hinata let out a sigh of relief. The classroom started to fill with people. Choji leaned over the table and signaled with his finger to come closer. I need to tell you something important. The three got close to him. Do you have anything to eat? Naruto started to crack up and Hinata laughed under her breath. I'm serious. He scowled. Shikamaru reached into his backpack and pulled out a bag of sour cream and onion chips. Here you go. He handed it to Choji. Choji snatched the bag out of his hands and sped it open, and began to scarf him down. Within a few seconds he finished the whole bag. He put his hands over his stomach and let out a loud burp. That hit the spot, he yelled out. After class the four walked out. Naruto walked ahead of the group. He turned to his friends. I know where the next class is, so I'll just go on ahead. He turned back around and ran down the hallway and turned to the right. I gotta use the bathroom, Shikamaru told Hinata and walked away. I'm hitting the snack machines. See ya in class, Choji said, leaving Hinata by herself. Hinata stood by herself in a crowd of kids, pushing and shoving their way to class. I guess I better get to class. She walked in the same direction Naruto ran off to. How does he know where the class is? She walked to her class and heard shouting coming from inside. Got it, Gramps? She heard Naruto shout. Like I said yesterday, don't worry about it, an older voice told him. And don't call me Gramps. I'm your teacher here, he shouted at him. After he said that, the two started yelling at each other. What are they talking about? When did Naruto meet Jiraiya yesterday? Hinata decided to step in. What's going on here? She asked. Hello, my little Hinata. The old man with long white hair and a wart on his nose said, looking perversely at her. Naruto looked over at her and released his grip on Jiraiya's shirt, and Jiraiya did the same. Nothing. Naruto forced a laugh. He took a seat near the front of the class. Hinata sat the left of Naruto and a few seats back. When class had started, Naruto had put his head down and apparently fallen asleep. Hinata was looking over at him and wondering what they had been fighting about. The four sat on the roof in a circle about to start their lunch. Naruto pulled out the lunch that Hinata prepared for him. Naruto opened up the box and looked at the food. Whoa, Hinata, this looks really good. He complimented her. This made Hinata blush lightly. Shikamaru looked over at Naruto. Why are you telling her that? She brought 2 lunches by mistake, and since I forgot my money at home, she offered to give me her extra lunch. Shikamaru looked over at the red Hinata. Then you got lucky, or you would have been starving right now. Hinata looked over at Naruto, anxiously waiting for him to comment on her cooking. How does it taste? Good? Bad? Naruto swallowed the piece of sushi that had been packed. Whoa, Hinata, this tastes amazing. He gulped down the rest of the lunch with a smiling face. Hinata yelled in her mind. He likes it. Really? It tastes good? She asked Naruto, starry-eyed. Shikamaru looked at her again. Why would she care if he likes it or not? Could it be that she likes him? Seriously, it tastes incredible. I should forget my lunch money more often. Naruto joked. I could make you lunch again tomorrow if you want me to. Hinata said. ... Yeah, I think that she definitely likes him. Maybe I should just tell him now, or would that be too embarrassing for her? As Naruto walked home, he looked around the neighborhood to get to know his surroundings in his new town. He saw a few stores around. He reached an intersection and stopped at the red light. He looked across the street on his right and noticed Sasuke walking with a pink-haired girl. They appeared to be talking, but he couldn't hear what they were saying. I told you 100 times no, Sasuke told Sakura, who had been following him since school. Come on, Sasuke. Just one date, she pleaded. Damn, you're annoying. He lightly pushed her back and began to walk away. Wonder what people will say if they saw that new kid punch you, she shouted to him. Sasuke stopped in his tracks and turned to her. What did you say? That's right, she grinned. I saw what happened this morning. And I think I'll be telling others what I saw. They won't believe you, he said coldly. Yeah, they will. She held up her phone and showed him the video she recorded that morning. Sasuke looked like he had just seen a ghost. She then quickly hid the phone in her shirt. So, how's that date sounding now? Pick me up at 7 this Friday. Oh. Okay, bye. She skipped off and blew a kiss to Sasuke. I really hate that girl. He told himself. Quote. How did she get that video? Naruto arrived at his house, a 3-story house painted an ugly green. Naruto sighed as he entered the building. He threw his stuff down by the door and walked into the living room. Yo Gramps, I'm home. He yelled to the man sitting on the couch. Jiraiya turned around. I already told. Stop calling me that. He lashed at Naruto. Oh. Okay then, how about I just call you, pervy sage? Since you got all those dirty books in your room. It fits. Naruto laughed. You little, I got half a mind to send you to bed without dinner, I am your godfather you know. Jiraiya yelled out absolutely furious. Relax, it was a joke old man. Fine whatever. Let's move on to a more important matter. Jiraiya told him regaining his composure. Huh, what are you talking about? Hinata Hyuga, you're friends with her right? I saw you two hanging out during lunch. She's very developed for a girl her age don't you think? Imagine how big her BS will be next year, or in 2 years. I knew it, you're just a big pervert. He yelled at the old man as he stormed up the stairs, I'll be in my room. Call me when dinner's ready. He left Jiraiya talking to himself. As he walked to his room on the 2nd floor he began to think about Hinata. They are pretty big, and she is pretty cute. What am I thinking? She's a friend. He started to bash his head with his fists. He walked into his room and threw himself onto his bed. He let out a long yawn and drifted off to sleep. Naruto walked onto the school campus. What was with that dream? He thought. I don't think of Hinata that way. Damn perv must have just filled my head with it. He remembered the dream that he had the previous night. Naruto stood in front of a house. He looked around to see nothing but a white background. Hello, is anyone here? He yelled out into the emptiness. He walked up to the house and knocked on the door. He knocked once more but no one appeared to be home. He twisted the doorknob to see that it was unlocked. He walked into the empty room. No furniture. Does anyone live here? Naruto then heard a soft humming coming from upstairs. I guess someone does live here. He whispered. He walked up the stairs cautiously. The humming got a bit louder. Naruto peeked into each of the doors but found no one in them. That leaves that last door. He went over to the door at the end of the hallway and put his ear against it. Yup, someone's in this room. He opened the door. Do you know where I am? He asked while walking in. Ah, Hinata yelled out, covering her chest with her hands. Hinata, what are you doing here? Naruto panicked. Hinata threw a shampoo bottle at him which knocked him out of the bathroom. Hinata ran to the door and shut it. What just happened? Naruto muffled before passing out. He awoke later on a soft, comfortable bed. He stretched and rubbed his forehead. Did I fall asleep? No, you peeked at me in the bathroom. I threw a bottle at you and you passed out. Hinata giggled sitting next to him. Hey, he yelled out startled. Hinata, I'm sorry I didn't know you were there. He said on his knees. Forgive me. Don't worry. She stood up and dropped her clothes. I don't mind. Hinata, put your clothes back on. He yelled and threw covers on her. She threw them off and walked seductively to him. Naruto shook the thoughts out of his head. I would have never had that dream if he hadn't talked about her like that. I blame him completely. I just hope I don't think about it too much. He searched for Hinata among the crowd of students. Not here, maybe she's at the library. It was in that building, right? Naruto walked towards the library. When he entered the building he saw Hinata on one of the back computers reading some kind of article. Wonder what she's reading. He walked up behind her and put his head on her shoulder. What are you reading? Hinata jumped at the sound of his voice. How to? Hinata instantly threw her hands at her screen and covered it. Nothing important. She said, looking at her screen. Come on, let me see. Naruto tried to move her hands to peek at the screen, but Hinata had minimized the window. Or, well, I guess it was private. Naruto, could you go to the back and wait for me there? Hinata kindly asked him. No problem. Naruto left Hinata and sat in the tables in the back. Hinata let out a sigh of relief. I wasn't expecting him to come here today. Well, he's here now, but what should I talk about? I can't think of anything. She went back to her screen and closed the window that she had minimized. How to let a boy know you like him. Looking that up in school, what was I thinking? Stupid Hinata. Well, I better go back there. She sat down at the table across from Naruto. Wait, I know what can say. Naruto, I made you lunch today. Oh really? I already brought money to buy. Did you think that you had to make me lunch? Naruto asked. Oh, I thought I heard you say that you wanted me to make you lunch again today, so I did. Hinata frowned. But I better not let that food go to waste. I'll eat it, thanks for making it. Hope it's as good as yesterday. Naruto said. Hinata smiled as she heard those words. You really think it tasted good? She lifted her head and looked into Naruto's eyes. Of course, you're gonna make someone an awesome wife one day. He told her. Hinata looked down at the table. Thank. Hinata, how come you're always looking down when you talk to me? Naruto asked. Hinata tried to come up with an excuse. WWL, the bell rang before she could say anything else. Saved by the bell. Already. I just got here. Naruto med. He picked up his stuff. Come on, let's go. They walked out the library and headed to the main building. Naruto looked up at the clouds. Look at how dark they are, looks like a storm is coming. Hinata also looked up. And a big one at that. The storm had started while their first class began. Naruto had fallen asleep while Iruka was giving his lesson. Hinata had been daydreaming about the boy sitting in front of her all class. Thinking about what it would be like if they were going out, and how to tell him. She had thought about writing him a note and giving it to him. A loud thunderclap had awoken Hinata from her daydream, and Naruto from his sleep. Wha? True, B, all of the above. Naruto yelled, jumping out of his chair. Nice to see you're awake, Naruto. Iruka told him. Fall asleep again and it's detention for you. He shouted angrily. Sorry, sir. Naruto slouched back into his chair. Hinata giggled quietly and so did Sakura, who sat behind her. Naruto, Shikamaru, Hinata, and Choji walked out. It's still raining. I think it's gotten worse. Where are we going to go PE? Naruto asked Shikamaru. Isn't it obvious? Shikamaru looked at Naruto, who just stared back clueless. He let out a loud sigh. We have to go to the gym. Usually we just sit around doing anything we want. That makes sense. They walked down the hallway and reached the boys' locker room. Guess we split ways here, Hinata. See ya in the gym. Naruto told her as he entered the locker room. Choji and Shikamaru walked over to their lockers and began changing. Wait, I still don't have a uniform. Hey there, you are blondes. Guy yelled out. Naruto looked behind him and saw Guy standing over him. I couldn't find you after last class. I got your uniform right here. He held them out in his right hand. Thanks. Naruto reached out for his clothes, but Guy put them behind his back. Hey, what gives? You got a choice to make. What are you talking about? Well, you can have the school's uniform. He held them out again in his right hand, or you can have my special uniform. He held out a green jumpsuit like he was wearing in his left hand. ... Who would pick that? I'll just take the normal ones. He grabbed them and began changing into them. No one ever picks my uniform, except you, Lee. He gave out a thumbs up to only kid wearing his jumpsuit. He gave a thumbs up right back. Hinata entered the locker rooms. She quickly walked to her locker and started to change out of her clothes. She grabbed her PE shirt and started to put it on. Hey Hinata, did your BS grow again? Sakura yelled out. What? Again? A red-haired girl asked, and other girls started to look at her. Hey, I think that they did. A tall green-haired girl shouted. No, they didn't. Hinata said, embarrassed. She finished changing and ran out the room. Hinata, wait for me. Sakura called her. Sorry, I was just playing around. You know I like to joke around. Hinata stopped and looked over at her. Alright. Guess what? I finally got the date with Sasuke. She said proudly. Congratulations. How did you convince him? A little something I like to call blackmail. Sakura winked at her. What did you do? Hinata asked, curious about what she had done. I was recording Sasuke yesterday like I usually do, and I recorded him get punched in the face by that new kid. She laughed. I threatened to show everyone what happened if he didn't go out with me. Hinata looked at her. She must be obsessed with him to do that. Speaking of that new kid, don't you think that he's kinda cute? Hinata turned red so she looked at the floor. WWLNN. What's that? Do you like him? Sakura went in front of Hinata. You do, don't you? Hinata bit her lip and nodded weakly. Please don't tell him, she begged her. So you got your first crush, huh? Sakura smiled, going in the gym. Look, there he is. She pointed to Naruto, who was walking towards them with Shikamaru and Choji behind him. Don't worry, Hinata. I won't tell him anything. She walked away to a girl with her hair in buns. Hi, Tenten. A whistle blew. Guys, huddle up. Guy addressed his students. Well, it's raining again, so that means a free day for all of you. Feel free to shoot hoops, volleyball, spar, talk, or just sleep. He walked away from them and sat down on the floor. Did he just say spar? Does he mean fight? Naruto asked his friends. Yeah, Choji answered, we can have a sparring match against anyone who wants to fight. Just got to let Guy know so he can referee the match. Meet me at the mat and go let Guy know. Naruto smirked. Who are you going to fight? Choji asked. Sasuke, I'm going to challenge him right now. He ran off to find Sasuke. Is he crazy or something? Who knows? Let's just go tell him. Shikamaru left the group to tell Guy. Hinata left to the mat. I hope he doesn't get hurt. Naruto ran over to the bleachers and found Sasuke talking to two of his friends. Yo Sasuke, I challenge you to a match. He yelled at him. Sasuke gave him a cold look. That kid, I'll kick his ass. Kiba laughed. Ha, you do know who Sasuke is, right? Pointing at his friend. The other kid had his long hair down. Sasuke is this school's best fighter, he's brought a lot of awards and... Yeah. I didn't ask for his life story, I just want an answer. Naruto cut him off. Why, you little... The guy raised a fist at Naruto. Neji. That's enough. He held Neji back. Fine, I accept. This should be interesting, we had nothing to do anyways. They all got up and went over to the mat. Come one, come all. Watch the new kid get his ass kicked by Sasuke. Kiba informed everyone in the gym. Everyone stopped what they were doing and rushed to the mat to get a front seat view of the fight. Naruto and Sasuke stepped onto the mat and stared each other down. Hope you're as good as they say you are. Naruto taunted. I want a good clean fight. No jutsus in this fight. Guy explained, ready. He looked at both of them, fight. It was obvious who the crowd was behind. The girls yelled out, go Sasuke. Show him. The boys yelled out, kick his ass. Hinata was too shy to be the only one rooting for Naruto, so she stayed quiet. Sasuke made the first move. He ran to Naruto and threw a right punch. Hit me, will you? I'll show you. Naruto crouched to avoid the punch. He dodged it. Naruto then followed up by giving him an uppercut straight to his face. Sasuke fell back and landed on his stomach. The crowd fell silent. Did you see what I just saw? One kid asked another. Sasuke just got hit. He just got lucky, Sasuke. A girl yelled out. Sasuke stood up and looked over at him. He's quick. That's the only hit you're gonna get. He ran towards Naruto once more and threw a punch with his right hand again. Naruto grabbed his fist, and threw a left jab at his chest. Sasuke jumped back and dodged the attack. He's starting to piss me off. He walked over and started to circle Naruto. What's this guy doing? He's pathetic. He's got no strategy or plan or anything. I'll just toy with him a bit. A smile came across Naruto's face. What are you smiling at? Sasuke did a roundhouse kick. Naruto grabbed his foot and flung Sasuke across the mat. What the hell? I can't touch him. Sasuke unleashed a barrage of punches and kicks from every direction aimed for Naruto. He easily dodged every single hit. What's up with Sasuke? He doesn't seem his usual self today. Kids started to bash on Sasuke. Go Naruto. Hinata yelled, raising her hand up. Ha, thanks. Naruto stopped to look at her. He's distracted. Now. Sasuke landed a punch in Naruto's stomach. I got him. He yelled, gasping for air. So what? Proud cause you got one hit. Naruto hadn't even fallen. You're so weak, man. Let me finish this up right now. Naruto rushed to Sasuke, who covered his face. Ah. He looked around him. Where did he go? He's up there. Sakura pointed to the ceiling. Uzumaki barrage. Naruto dropped from the sky. The heel of his foot hit Sasuke on his head. Sasuke dropped to the floor. The winner is Blondes. Guy announced, raising Naruto's hand in victory. The name's Naruto. And you better remember it. He told everyone, "If this is the school's best, then I feel sorry for it." The girls started to cry. "He lost. I don't believe it." The guys looked shocked and just walked away, returning to their sports. How embarrassing. Naruto didn't even look like he was trying, Choji said. Hinata walked over to Naruto and smiled at him. "Congratulations. He was nothing, really. Even the weakest fighters at my old school can beat this jerk." Naruto went to his friends and began talking. Sasuke struggled to his feet and punched his palm. "That idiot made a fool out of me. I'll kick your ass. Just you wait." He exited out the gym. "Sasuke, class isn't over yet." Guy yelled out. "I don't care." He yelled back. Sakura chased after him. "Wait for me. Get away from me." He lashed at her. "I'm not going on that stupid date with you either." She stopped in her tracks watching him leave. Guess he's a sore loser. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.